much like a chalkboard. It's fun to write on a wall like this, but we nowadays have a lot of digital assets we want to be able to communicate as well. So we have PDFs and videos and websites and, you know, live feeds. So we've all seen this particular live data feed. So, you know, we need to be able to present people with live data. So we have, you know, all this different content that we can easily, you know, interact with, and we can pin it, and we can annotate on it. But we can also do things like create a grid. So I can take a grid and pin that, and I can take different content and snap that into this grid. I can also present this grid out to my audience so they can see a nice formatted view of objects as I drop them into the grid, and we can discuss these different objects. And so it keeps things nice and organized and looking good for our outbound audiences. A lot of times in a big room, you may have people in the same room on their laptop. They want to be able to touch the wall without standing up and going over to the wall. They can have a client on their laptop in the room and be collaborating along with everybody else. Same thing, they could be working from home and collaborating with everybody else from their laptop or their desktop that has, you know, a decent machine. As you can see, I can control what you see while we're presenting here. So I can sort of focus your attention. I can push stuff to you as an audience, and you're going to be able to focus on what I want you to see. So whether that's a video, or if I want to, let's say we wanted to look at this this scanned image of this heart here, I could push that to you, trigger it, and then you can see I already annotated over it once. I can erase that, and I could give you, new annotation on what to focus on. So being able to control that all from the wall, I have control of both audiences. So everything that you can do with the wall is very easily reached by just getting to, if you hold your finger down anywhere on the wall, you get this really nice menu. I can access like stored files. So here's a file store of files that are on my network that I can go and then drag right onto my wall. And now I have a PowerPoint. I can pin that, or I mean a PDF. I can pin that PDF and I can flip through it. And likewise, all different types of documents can be stored here. And this could be a network share, or it could just be local files that are stored on this machine that's driving this wall. We have a bunch of different ways we can configure the wall. On your left-hand side and on the bottom of the screen are, a bunch of common used features. So all of my live feeds, like the computer that I'm linked to and like the camera that's streaming me, are all contained in this menu. I've got a little storage menu here for like thumb drives. Somebody sticks a thumb drive in and you want to allow that, then they can just import data right from that thumb drive. It's very, very simple. So you're looking at me on a live feed. I have a camera in the room. It's being ingested by this wall, and you can see it's here. There's another little copy of it, which is my live feed of me. And I'm telling the wall to push that live feed out to the webcam of this web conference that we're looking at. Likewise, I could take a different feed. So like this is a live feed of a remote computer. And this computer is running Paint right now, and I can touch through and actually control that computer from here. I can bring up whatever content I want, or launch a different program. So we have the ability to use this as a master control for different proprietary systems. There's multiple ways of doing presentations. So we have a presentation tool. This is an interesting tool because I can take any asset like this one that I just dragged out of storage. I can drag that into this presentation that's already been sort of pre-populated, and these objects become part of like a slideshow. And so now I can take over the wall and I can do a slide presentation and quickly incorporate that into just a standard kind of slide experience. which is nice for organizing, so you're not chasing content around the wall to interact with it. So you have a wall here and a wall on another campus, and you can be interacting in real time with one another. These windows and objects, they're replicated in this Canvus Connect scenario where these two walls or clients are combined. And as I move things around or I annotate, I'm only sending over real light data, just the coordinates of what I'm writing. It's basically like I'm touching both walls at the same time. And these can all talk to each other. So, I can have, a small conference room connected to my big conference room, connected to somebody who's on a laptop at home, and they're all collaborating at the same time. So being able to be compatible with everything, being able to drive something that's compelling, being able to myself feel more engaged with the content I'm presenting, these are all things that make this a great fit for today's needs. Today's needs, we need to be able to take education and take business communications and translate it into this virtual world we're now in, where everybody is in a room by themselves, and be able to have a good takeaway.